Hi, my name is Premadonna Braddick and I am from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to give you an idea of a reality show to produce. Well, I have like the greatest idea for a reality show. It's what I do for a living. I'm a behavioral health counselor here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I have always said to myself, all I am missing is a camera. I'm just missing a camera. Because the things that these young people say, that they do, some of these families, what they do, it's just like, are you serious? So for example, I'll give you a quick example because I know we have 5 minutes and I want to, respect the 5 minutes. So here it is. So one of my families I go to, I'm enrolling her in my program and I'm there at the home and there are a couple of dogs there. So, I'm just like, okay, I'm filling out the paperwork and everything. And the mom's blurting off, bitch, come here, bitch. What did I tell you, bitch? And so I'm looking like, okay, well, apparently she's talking to the dogs. So I'm still doing my paperwork and she's like, what did I say, bitch? And then I looked again. I said, she is talking to her 5-year-old child. I said, no, she is talking to her 5-year-old. She is calling her 5-year-old child a bitch. Like, just randomly. Just, bitch. And so I'm looking like, all right, first of all, mama is 6 feet tall, literally. And I'm only 5'8", buckle 5. She's huge. So I'm just sitting here like, Premadonna, do you say something or you just let this go by? And the person inside of me just couldn't let that go by. So I had this little David, ready to face Goliath type of thing. So I was just like, excuse me, are you calling your child a bitch? Because this whole time I thought you was talking to the dogs. She said, no, I'm calling them a bitch. I was like, okay, and your reasons for calling them a bitch? She said, because my girls came home from school and they were crying and all upset because some girl called them a bitch. And I figured that if I call them a bitch, they'll get used to it and then they won't be crying and feelings get hurt. And I'm like, that was your response to why you call them a bitch? And so, of course, I educated her about the word and what it does and how words can damage individuals, and you're the mother and you're supposed to be the nurturer. And I know that this is your first time meeting me, and all along I'm sitting here thinking she about to kick my ass. But, I'm like, I'm just gotta, speak truth to her. So I'm just like, this is not going to work. I can't allow you to sit and call your daughters a bitch when there's a lot of negative connotation behind that word. You said you are a Christian, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm a Christian. Well, do you know in the Bible it says there's life and death in the power of the tongue? It's poisonous. It goes viral, and you call them a B and they call someone else a bitch. And I said, now I can understand if you don't want to, continue my services, but I just can't approve of this type of language. You address how you address to your children. And she's like, okay, I get it. I understand. I said, okay, so you still want to hire me? And she's like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, my kids love you. So with that to say, I'm still working with this family. It's still a challenge. She says she's a work in progress, but there's not a time that goes by that these kids, the family, doesn't keep me laughing. Also to say, oldest daughter got in trouble for joining a group and they were bullying other people. Mom come back and tell me, and she said, she got suspended. I said, what she get suspended for? For joining a girl group. I said, well, what's the name of the girl group? The Bitch Club. Really? So as you see, she identified what she hears at home. This is a great story for a reality show. So thank you so much. So basically what it is, I come into homes, working with young people and their family and helping the parents to have a better communication with their kids. Thank you.